Shalom and welcome again to our Hebrew class for this week. And we are in Yehuchanan or John chapter 3, and today's lesson will cover verses 24 to 28. So let us begin. And as usual, I always like to show the Nakud vowels for anyone who's joining us for the first time, and also these great resources, which are from www.beyathamashiach.com, and of course the Do It in Hebrew dictionary, which I will encourage you will really help with your study. So let us begin. And as we can see, we're in 24, which is represented by a kaf, which has a value of 20, and a dalet, a value of 4. And we go through the letters. Kaf, yod, ayin, vav, dalet, lamed, aleph, nun, tav, nun sofit. It's different than the normal nun. Then we have yod, hey, vav, chet, nun, and nun sofit. Aleph, lamed, bayet, yod, tav, hey, samek, hey, and resh. And you'll notice there's some white ones. That's because they are not pronounced. And that's probably the important to remember that, right? So we begin. Ki, for, od, still, lo, not, nitan, to be given, or to be put. Yehuchanan, or Yochanan, L2, Bayet, the house, and we can add of, Ha, Sohar, and Sohar means prison, the prison. For John had not yet been placed in the prison house. Now let's have a look at some of the words that we've come across. Od, as an adjective, can mean more, another, still, yet. And we got sohar, which is a masculine noun meaning prison or jail. American way is spelled that way. And then we have kalei, which is also a masculine noun for prison and jail. I've given you that as an extra, which is not in the text there, but just so that you know that kalei also means prison. Then we have Zohar, which sounds the same, spelled different. It's a noun, it's a major book of the Kabbalah, and it can mean brightness or radiance. And then I've given you Sahar, also because it's got the same root as prison, and it means crescent moon. Just some extras in case you come across them. So now we can read our text, which is Ki od lo nitan Yehuchanan el Bayet ha sohar. And of course the translation. For still not to be given or to be put, Yochanan, to the house of the prison. And now we turn to 25, which is a kaf and a hey. Hey being the fifth letter of the alphabet. So we know we're in 25. Then we have a vav, tav, hey, yod, mem, chet, lamed, kuf, tav, bayet, yod, nun sofit, tav, lamed, mem, yod, dalet, yod, yod, hey, vav, chet, nun, nun sofit. And let us read it. Va'tehi, va'tehi, and there was machaloket, machaloket, a division. So how do we get that? Now here we look for the root word, chalok, which is a verb to divide, to petition, to differ, to disagree, to be opposed. So we can see what it means, a division. And of course I've got here mechulak. As an adjective means divided, compartmentalized, compartmentalize. So that means a separation, in other words. And then bain means between. Tal me day, it's a construct form. It means the disciples of. With the zere and the yod, we know that's a construct form. And then we have Yahuchanan, or in modern Hebrew, Yochanan. So there was a disagreement between the disciples of John. So now we'll read that as well. And it is, Vatihi machaloket bein talmidei Yahuchanan. And the translation, and there was a division between the disciples of Yochanan or Yahuchanan. So we turn the page and we come to part B and we have a Vav, Ved, Yod, Nun Safit. Yod, He, Vav, Dalet, Yod. Ayin, Lamed, Dalet, Ved, Resh, He, Tet, He, Resh, He. And we read it, U, Vayin, and between. Yehudi, meaning the Jews. Al, meaning about or regarding. Devar, which can mean the words of or the matter of. Ha, ta, ha, ra, meaning purification. So if we look down here, tahara is a noun for purity, the purification, or the cleansing. Because we also have tiher, which is a PL verb to cleanse, to purify, to purge. And then we have tahar, which is a kol verb, to be purified, to be cleansed, or to wash. And the normal translation, a dispute between the disciples of John and between the Jews on the matter of purification. So now we're going to read that. Uvein, Yehudi, al devar ha tahara. And the translation, and between the Jews about the words of or the matter of purification. And now we come to 26a. Now we can see it's represented with a kaf, 20, and a vav, the sixth letter of the alphabet. So we're in 26. Then we have a vav, yod, vayet, aleph, vav. Aleph, lamed, yod, he, vav, chet, nun, nun sofit, vav, yod, aleph, mem, resh, vav. Aleph, lamed, yod, vav, resh, bayet, yod. And we read it. Va, ya, vo, u. And they came. Now we see the u at the end is they. So third person, right? And they came. El to Yahuchanan, or to Yochanan, right? Va yomru, and they said again, u is they, Elev, unto him. Again, the vav is him. Rabbi, rabbi, or in modern terms, rabbi. And they came to John and said to him, Rabbi. And I've given you amar, which is a kol verb to say, to tell, to utter. And then I've given you omer, which can be a masculine noun, and it means a saying, an utterance. And then I've also given you rav. As an adjective, it means great, vast, important, honourable. So we understand often you could translate rabbi or rabbi as being my great one. And so we now can read this part, and it is Vayavo'u el Yahuchanan vayomru elev Rabbi. And the translation, and they came to Yochanan, and they said unto him, Rabbi. And so we come to 26b, with a hey, aleph, yod, shin, aleph, shin, resh, hey, yod, hey, ayin, mem, kaf, sofit, that's a kaf at the end of a word, bayet, ayin, vayet, resh, hey, yod, resh, dalet, nun, sofit, vav, aleph, shin, resh. And now let's read it. Ha-ish, which is the man, asher, that, haya, was, or he was, right, was, imeka, with you. Because we know that im is a prep and it means with or together. And then we got be'ever, and it's in the opposite side of, which means across, right? Because we've got the bet, which is in, and aver. So let's have a look at what aver means. Firstly, we've got avar, which is the kol verb, to pass, to cross, to go over. And avar, again, as we can see, they're different vowel marks. It's a masculine noun meaning the past, history, or record. And then we've got the form that we've got up here, which is aver, which as a masculine noun means side, opposite side, or beyond. So in the opposite side, that's why I've chose that, because it enables me to use the bet for in, the opposite side of, because otherwise it'd be in across, which sounds a bit strange. Ha-yarden, the Yarden, which of course is the Jordan, va-asher, and whom. Now, remembering that asher can be used as a pronoun as well. It can be who or whom, but it's also used as that, which, like that, where even, So it uses asher in many different forms. But here, because we're talking about this person, then it's whom and whom. So the translation, Rabbi, the man who was with you on the other side of the Jordan, and of whom. So let us read that now. Ha-ish, asher, haya, imeka, be'ever, ha-yarden, va'asher. And the translation, the man that was with you in the opposite side of the Yarden, and whom. And then we come to 26c, which is a hey. Ayin, yod, dalet, tav, lamed, vav, hey, nun, vav, tet, vayet, lamed, vayet, vav, kaf, lamed, mem safit, bayet, aleph, yod, mem safit, aleph, lamed, yod, vav. And we read it. Ha-i-do-ta, you testified. All right, now if we look down here, ele-hayid, it's a verb to testify, to indicate, to witness. And then we've got edut, which is a feminine noun for testimony, proof, evidence. And then we've got lo, which means to him. So you testified to him. Hino, behold, he is. And it is tovel, meaning immersing, so it's more like a participle. Ve'kulam, and all of them. So we know the kul means all, the mem safid is them, and all of them, ba'im, and I've put a coming because it's because it's like a plural form. So therefore I said coming. And that's because them is also plural. So you could say all of them are coming. Elev, to him or unto him. And of whom you testified, he is immersing, and all of the people are going to him. The bow normally means to come, right? But sometimes they use it for go as well. And then I've got down here, hine, which is a prep, and it means behold. It can also mean here is. Therefore, hino can also mean here he is. But I've used behold he is. And so, now we can read that. Ha-i-do-ta. Lo. Hi-no. To-vel. Ve-ku-lam. Ba-im. E-leiv. You testified to him. Behold, he is immersing, and all of them are coming to him. And so we come to 27a. Now, Kaf is 20, Zion is 7. So let's go through the letters. Vav, Yod, Ayin, Nun, Safid. Yod, He, Vav, Chet, Nun, Nun, Safid. Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Vav, Kaf, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Shin. And we read it. Va, Ya, An. And he answered. And of course that comes from Anah. And he answered with the hay dropped off, right? Yahu Chanan or Yochanan. Vayomar. And he said, Lo not yukal, he shall be able. So what is the root there? If we look down there, yakal is the kol verb to be able. But as you notice, there's a yod there, but there's a vav there because they don't put like two yods in a row. So the vav replaces the yod, so it becomes yukal because the yod is a prefix here, whereas there the yod is part of the root. And it's a kol verb to be able, to be allowed, to be possible. I've, of course, also given you these ones. Amar, kol verb to say, to tell, to utter, and omer, an utterance, a saying. And then we've got ish, a man. So not he shall be able, a man. So the translation, John answered and said, no one is able. So let us read that. Vaya'an, Yahu Chanan, Vayomar, Lo, Yukal, Ish. And the translation. And he answered, Yochanan. And he said, not he shall be able, a man. And then we come to 27b, and we have Lamed, Kuf, Chet, Tav, Dalet, Veit, Resh, Bayet, because of the dot, Lamed, Tav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Fit, Nun, Tav, Nun, Fit, Lamed, Vav, Mem, Nun, Fit, Hey, Shin, Mem, Yod, Mem, Fit. Now let's read it. La, Ka, Chat, la kachat, to take. It's like a construct form with the tav there. And then we have davar. Now remember that davar can mean word, but it can mean thing, or it can mean anything. Right? So I've used to take anything or to take a thing. Bilti. Only. So let's have a look at bilti first. Bilti is an adverb, means only, nothing else, without, except. So you could say except there. But I've used only. Im, which often means if, nitan, it is given, because it's like a nifil form, is given, lo, to him. Min, from, ha, Shemayim, the heavens. And the translation, no one is able to take anything except what is given to him from the heavens. And of course, I've given you lakach, which is your root word, kal verb, to take, to acquire. But I've also given you lekach. But it is a masculine noun meaning a lesson or a morale or a moral, right? And then I've given you devar as also as a masculine noun meaning word, object, happening, anything. Right, so now we can read that. La kachat davar bilti im nitan lo min ha-shamayim. To take anything only if it is given to him from the heavens. Now, of course, I've added it because where there's no pronoun, it can be he, but it can also be it. So I've added it. So now we turn to 28a, and we see it's represented with a kaf and a chet. Chet being the 8th letter of the alphabet. So we're in 28. Ve'atem, and you, and I've added are. It's a plural form. Edai, my witnesses. So we know it's witnesses because this is a plural. The you is plural. So this must be plural. Asher, that. So you are my witnesses that amarti, I said, the T at the end is I, ne, not I. So how do we get that? Firstly, down here, ain is a masculine noun meaning nothing, naught, nil, not. So that's why we'd use not. And of course, the ni is another form of I, not I. And maybe that could also be not me. And you are my witnesses that I said I am not. And then I've given you Ed Shem, right? Ed Shem. Well, Ed means witness, and Shem is the word for name, of course, but it's the way they say witness in Hebrew. And then edut, I've given you that also as a feminine noun meaning testimony, proof, and evidence. All right, so let us read that. Va'atem edai asher amarti eneni. And the translation, and you are my witnesses that I said, not I. So you can see in Hebrew, the little words like they don't even include. They just say, and you, my witnesses. But then we've added, are my witnesses, just to make it flow more like the English. Now we come to 28b, and we see we've got a Hey Mem Shin Yod Chet, Resh Kuf, Shin Lamed Vav Chet, Aleph Nun Yod, Lamed Fei, cause no dot, Nun Yod Vav. Now let's read it. Ha-ma-shiach, the Messiah, literally the anointed. Rak shaluach, rak meaning only. If we look down here, rak is a conjunction. It means only, mere, simply, except. So I've used only, and shaluach meaning sent out. If we look there, shaluach there, as native means sent out, extended, emissary, messenger. So it even can be like a noun form, but as native, I guess, sent out. Only sent out, ani, I am. Lefanev, to his face. Again, the vav is his, so it's often translated before him, but literally it can also be to his face, which is the same as saying in front of him or before him. So I am not the Messiah. I'm only sent before him. That's the translation. And of course, the root of that last word was shalach, which means kol verb, to send, to dispatch, to reach out one's hand. And then panim is a noun for face, surface, appearance, aspect, front. And panah is the verb to turn or to face. And then I've got le fanot, which is a verb to turn, to face, to approach. So I'm just giving you variations in case you see any of them. It will help you understand it better. And now we can read that. And it is Ha-Mashiach Rak Shaluach Ani Lefanev. The Messiah, only sent out I am to his face or before him. And that brings us now to our revision. And we can see we've got a calf 20, dalet 4. We're in 24. Ki, 4, odd, still, lo, not, ni, tan, is given or put, Yahu, Hanan, or Yochanan, L to be at the house, ha, so, har, of the prison. So the translation for still, not to be given, to be put, Yahu Hanan, to the house of the prison. And we have a kaf, 20, hey, 5, 25. Va tehi, and it was, ma chaloket, a division. So, and there was, rather than it was, right? And there was a division. Be in between, Talmidei, the disciples of, because of the construct form, Yahuchanan, John. And there was a division between the disciples of Yahuchanan, Uvein, and between Yahudi, the Jews, al regarding devar, the word or the matter of ha-ta-ha-ra, purification. And between the Jews about the words of or the matter of purification. And then we come to Kaf 20, Vav 6, 26. Vayavo'u, and they came. And that's, of course, because of the prefix there, right? Which makes it a completed action. And they came. L2, Yahuchanan, John, Va-yomru, and they said, Elev, to him, Rabbi, or Rabbi. And they came to Yahuchanan, and they said unto him, Rabbi. Ha-ish, the man, asher that, Haya, he was, Imeka, with you, Be'ever, in the opposite side, in other words, the cross, Ha-yardan, the Yarden, Va-asher, and whom, the man that was with you in the opposite side of the Yarden, and whom ha'idota, you testified, lo, to him, or for him, hino, behold, he, tovel, or he is immersing, ve'kulam, and all of them, ba'im, are coming, elev, to him. You testified to him, behold, he is immersing, and all of them are coming to him. Vaya'an, and he answered, Yehochanan, John. Vayomar, and he said, Lo not, Yukal, he shall be able, Ish, a man. And he answered, Yehochanan, and he said, Not shall be able, a man. La kachat, to take or to acquire, davar, a thing, bilti, except, if nitan, it is given, lo, to him. Men from ha-shemayim, the heavens. To take anything only if it is given to him from the heavens. Now we have a calf, 20, chet, 8. Ve'atem, and you, edai, are my witnesses. I share that. Amarti, I said, eneni, not I. And you are, plural, my witnesses, that I said, not I. HaMashiach, the anointed, the Messiah. Rak, which is only. Shaluach, sent out. Ani, I am. Lefanev, to his face or before him. The Messiah, the anointed, only sent out I am to his face before him. In other words, in front of him. And then finally we come to our valve marks. So let us look at the top line, right? We've got a kamatz. Now, kamatz, as the sound suggests, it's a longer A sound, kamatz. Then we have patak. So the patak is a shorter A sound. Then we have zere, which is a longer, like E sound, zere. Then we have se, which is shorter, segal. And then shiva. And that divides the word into its syllables. Often, it helps us read it properly. And then cholam, it's the O sound. Often it replaces the vowel there, the letter there. So you don't say vav, but there are occasions where you do. But often the dot should be over there then, and it becomes vo. But normally it is just said as the O. So here we got cho. So that's the sound we have, cho. So it's an O sound. And then finally, we come to, again, the resources, which are very useful. And I do hope you apply them. And let's have a look at some of these letters. We got a tav, value of 40. Pei or Fei, value of 80, Kaf 20, Hey 5, Vav 6, Lamed 30. So we're using Kaf as 20 and eventually we'll get to 30. And then Zade is 90. And that will do. So I want to thank you for joining us, and we do pray that these lessons really bless you and that it inspires you to dig deeper into the understanding of Scripture, because as you read the Tanakh, the Old Testament, in its original form, sometimes you get deeper meanings from the words, so you get a better understanding of Scripture by knowing the original language. And that's why we're learning it. And we do pray you're blessed by that, and we just pray that in Yeshua HaMashiach, you are blessed and have a Shavua Tov, a good week. Amen.